All right, Technique Tuesday, we're going to go over some RPR Wake Up Drills. RPR, short for Reflexive Performance Reset, kind of recently popularized from some different methods from good friend Cal Dietz, J.L. Holdsworth, and Chris Korfist. Those three together came together, put this system together. First learned of it back in about 2012, before it was really RPR. Really took off from there. First thing that we always do is really focus on the breathing. Okay, the diaphragm plays a huge role in RPR, and as we go through the wake-ups, not going to get to the finer details of every spot. We're just going to show you how to hit them, where to hit them. I use my thumb, you can use knuckles, whatever you got. The first spot in the breathing is going to be our upside down Y, right down the sternum, and then on the bottom edge of the ribs. My rib sits like this. I don't want to be on top. I want to be scraping on the underneath. We'll spend about 10 seconds on these. Work right at the start of the bottom of the U. Belly breathe as you do it. Work along the edges of the pec where the pec meets the sternum. Stay off the xiphoid, come right back down. Now I'm trying to find that rib, get underneath it. Use the nail, use the stiff part of the thumb. Scrape, scrape, scrape. If you find a hot spot, one that really sticks out more than the others, dig a little bit more. You can go slow, you can do it fast, wake it up. You do want to have enough force and some pressure on there. You're going to get some ischemia, get some redness, some discoloration of the skin. That's good, that's what you want. This is a reflex, so it's got to be aggressive enough to create a response. Second spot we're going to hit is the psoas major. Easiest way to find it. Okay, I'm going to hit my right side first. I'm going to take the pressure off my right leg and just kind of kick it forward. I don't want to stand on it to create any unnecessary tension. I'm going to relax that leg. Find the belly button. I'm going to go over an inch, down an inch. What I do is I take my hands here and I curl in and I try to really get towards my spine. It's hard to talk as you're doing it because you're just going to end up bracing. Find the belly button, over an inch, down an inch. You know when you hit it, okay? If you have that sensation you have to pee, it's uncomfortable. That muscle attaches from the hip to the spine. You've got to do your best to dig in there. Find the belly button, take the pressure off the leg. Next spot is going to be our glute spots. It's a two-part spot. First part's going to be finding the knowledge knot on the back of your head, that little tiny knob. Okay, and we're going to work from that knot around the rest of the hairline, from the knot to the bottom of the hairline, out to the sides. I'm going to use fingers and a combination of that and the pad of my thumb as I scrape. All the while, still belly breathing, scraping, rubbing again aggressively on that area. Part two of the glute, take the finger, make a tiny little hook. You're gonna go right behind the ear. You're gonna find that little pain cave, and I'm trying to take this finger and hook it out this eyeball. So as I'm exhaling, I'm pushing out towards the eyeball. So I'm gonna find it. I usually do about 2 to 3 good breaths. It'll brighten the room up a little bit if you find the right spot. Again, make it aggressive. You can do this and there's no pain. You're not digging in the right spot or hard enough. Find it. Kind of be at the back of the jaw. You can feel the tissue. You can feel those little spots of tissue bunched up. That's what you want to put your pressure on. glute spots. Now the quad breaks down into about 4 or 5 different spots. I'm gonna dig on the VMO. The VMO for me gives me the most relief from patella crunchiness, kind of that jaggedy feeling I get when I squat. Takes away some of that sensation. What we wanna do, again, you're gonna carve the VMO and mash it. The VMO, okay, is the teardrop muscle. What I wanna start with is using the pad of the thumb and just rub. Then we're going to take our thumb and we're going to carve around that whole part of that muscle. Dig it in there. Remember to breathe, find those hot spots. Take that inside the line of the thigh, separating quad and hamstrings. And you'll see there's already some discoloration, that ischemia we're looking for. That's the response you're trying to get. Other side's the same thing. Find that VMO, smash as hard as you can, carve around that muscle up to that line right there. There's other spots that we hit as well, including part of the hip, into the ribs. But for this sake, hit those 2 spots. This one's our lateral sling. It's that ability to have good posture on a single leg support. So you notice as I stand up, there's a little bit of hip shift. As somebody's running, performing an event on the field or doing whatever they have to do, that ability to have stability in that X as we separate from one foot to the other without this. Okay, there's some ways of testing it. Easiest thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pound, make a fist, pounding our ASIS. That's the pointy part of your hip. Put your hands on your hips, look for that bone, okay? We're gonna spend 5 to 10 seconds just hammering it. Then we're gonna carve the top. Make our fist. Let me use my hip, my hand, my hip. Carve the top of that bone, right on the pelvis. It can be a little uncomfortable, that's okay. Hamstring is the next one. To do it to yourself, I use the big knuckle. You could use other knuckles as well. Now we're gonna locate the PSIS. These are gonna be the little knobs on the back of your hip. You use your thumbs, you can find those matching knobs. You can use the thumb just to go around it, and I like to use the knuckle and just make circles around that PSIS bone. Go slow, you get those crunchy areas. Feel like you're rubbing your knuckles on gravel. Making a circle. I also use knuckles and just go right up and down the sacrum, the tailbone. That's your easy wake up for the hamstring. Some pressing, you need some upper body stability. The 2 spots we're gonna hit for the shoulder and the pec are gonna be to carve this separation of deltoid and pec. There's a little soft spot right in here. We're gonna ride that with our thumb from the top. And I'm digging, digging, digging. And you're gonna find that little tendon that attaches that side, strum it like a guitar string. You're gonna take that thumb again, then we're going to carve under the pec and into the pec. When you're done, you can take your shirt off. You should have a bunch of red marks. Dig into that pec, reaching inside. You can get to the pec minor. Other part with that is use that bear claw and just aggressively get some of that tissue in there. You can do that for both sides and carve it. This will give you that stability, that strength that you want if you're pressing up, pressing forward, whatever you need. Shoulders.